Building bases is all fun and games, but what about putting your skills to the test for a change? That's right, Sub. I called up my best buddy Steve, and now you're both online to have an epic base building contest. It's time for 10 Minecraft noob bases turned into pro bases. We know Steve isn't the best at building, so I'm sure you're gonna teach him a thing or two throughout the video, Sub. Make sure you take note at home as well, so you can keep improving your building style. There's 10 rounds, so let's get right into it. Number 1. Log Cabin. If you didn't build a dirt house when you first played Minecraft, then perhaps you chose to go for the second most common option for a starter home, a wooden cottage. Something simple that uses a mixture of logs and planks and helps you to get to grips with block placements in Minecraft. Steve, you're up, buddy. It looks like he's going for something a bit small scale, but at least he's using logs for the corners of his walls. That adds some structure, but the house is still pretty small and doesn't make use of very many other wooden blocks. Wood is great. Not only are there a variety of types, but you can also create lots of different types of wooden blocks, each able to blend into the wooden aesthetic easily. Nice job, Sub. This is a log cabin that I would love to run into in the woods. Number 2. Castle. Strong walls are what a base needs. If you're going to fight against the undead hordes and armies of creepers that are out there, then you'll need stone, and a lot of it. Castles are one of the most popular types of bases, as the stereotypical square and blocky structure of castles can be converted to Minecraft easily. Steve has gone to the effort of mining a whole bunch of cobblestone. He's even smelted a little bit into the stone to change up the textures and add some variance. Unfortunately, that's as much as Steve knows. And like a noob, he didn't collect nearly enough blocks for a grand palace. Speaking of which, that's exactly what you've got your eyes set on, right, Sub? A grand palace is gonna need more than a few blocks of cobble and stone. Grab some stone brick, some rich red carpets, all sorts of stations and workbenches. A castle is a place for a king, and so you're gonna need a giant throne room too. All of that together, plus some fancy battlements, and you've got yourself a professional castle leagues above the rest. Very nice. Number 3. Hidden Temple. Round 3. Time to step it up a little. Not only are you both going to be making a base this time, but you're also going to be making it hidden. Steve knows that Sub is good at hiding bases, so he really needs to up his game for this challenge. Steve's gonna create his hidden temple shrine behind a tree. Steve, that's not how hiding bases works. You know how to hide a temple, right, Sub? Find a deep ravine or gorge, some sort of large cavern with dark areas, and create a large mossy structure. Making something look ancient and unexplored can be difficult, but with enough practice, you can get a cracked age look in no time. Hiding bases is great, but one thing you should never hide is your love for these videos. So make sure you hit that like button to let Sub know that his designs are really poppin'. Number 4. Aquarium Base. This round, I want the both of you to look underwater. There are many ways to create a submerged ocean or river base, and stained glass blocks are one of the best blocks to blend with water. It looks like Steve has a plan to create his own special underground base using some regular glass. But one thing he didn't remember to bring is some water-breathing potions. So he's been bobbing up every 30 seconds to catch his breath before descending back down into the deep. I see you have a lot more stained glass, Sub, and you brought water-breathing potions. What a smart player, making an ocean home. It's important to take inspiration from the deep below the waves, using colorful blocks in a variety of stations that can be found in the depths. You have your own aquarium base. Number 5. Floating Island. It's always been tricky to create your own floating island in the sky. Not only do you need to build up and start from a single point, but you also need to break the staircase of blocks you've made connecting you to the ground. Steve has chosen to find a randomly generated floating island instead. It looks fairly ugly and doesn't really fit in well with the rest of the world. Alas, he's still going to keep building it. Good old Steve, always the trier. I think you can turn this around, Sub. You're always willing to go the extra mile to get the build done, even if it means all of the extra work of creating your own island and disconnecting it. No floating fantasy island is complete without a topper, however. A lovely house with bamboo sprouting and a neat little farm. Number 6. Beach Resort. Time to take a well-deserved break. Just kidding, there's no rest for the wicked. Steve, Sub, now's the time to build yourselves a fancy beach resort. Steve, you found a beach. Well, I guess that's a good start. You're not gonna get very far building a resort out of the sand, though. Sandstone is a lot better for a beach-themed building, but it still appears to be on the small side. Care to help out a little, Sub? You know the beach best after all. Show us how you like to relax in style. Any resort needs to be big and bright, with lots of rooms and decorations. Lay out some beach towels, and a few bathing seats for anyone who really wants to get a tan. Our beloved and loyal viewers are free to relax whenever they please. All they need to do is push that subscribe button, sit back, and enjoy your incredible creations all through the week, Sub. Number 7. Nether Base. New Dimensions can be a scary place, so most players, especially noobs like Steve, end up dipping in and out to kill some mobs and grab some new materials. The last thing they would consider doing is building a fully fledged base here. So that's exactly what I'm gonna ask you both to do. In the Nether, you need to keep your wits about you. A good strategy is to find a defensive position for your base, a vantage point to protect from invaders and those screaming ghasts. A lava lake was a good choice, as you can create a broken parkour pathway that only players with high enough skill can reach. Number 8. Skyblock Base. We've all played the Skyblock map. In fact, there are so many different iterations of Skyblock that it can basically be considered its own game mode. That's awesome! But for today's challenge, I want to see the best possible base you can build from your Skyblock. Steve didn't catch the sapling from his first tree, so he literally just has a Skyblock. You've got a far better setup, Sub. It seems you got your sapling, and even created a special cobblestone generator. What's more, you have plenty of thriving farms, so you'll never go hungry. And even a nether portal to delve into your other base. Look, Steve's trying to build up to your block because it's so good. I think Steve might be a little bit jealous. Number 9. End Base. Different dimensions like the Nether can be dangerous wastelands, but with enough work, you can spruce anything up and make it look attractive. In a world where the only natural colors of blocks are purple or pale yellow, you're gonna have to adapt. See? It looks like you've attracted the attention of a few Endermen. Unlike Steve, you have some end materials of your own, Sub. Get decorating a nice house. Take inspiration from all the various end cities. The architecture of the end is really interesting after all, and you might learn a thing or two about abstract buildings. If you've picked up a trick or two today, make sure to let us know in the comments. We always love reading what awesome ideas you guys can come up with. Number 10. Dirt House. We've seen it all today, from regular old wooden cabin makeovers to incredibly treacherous nether and end redesigns. But what about the most common and most classic base type in the world? That's right, the last round is a dirt house. Steve's already got to work as he's really good at these. Sub, you have bigger dreams, however. And like the grass growing up from the dirt, it's time to flourish and create an epic house created entirely from dirt. With a slanted roof and a basic staircase, you have your own dirt mansion that even Steve would be jealous of. Well, I think it's safe to say that your building skills are on a whole nother plane of existence compared to Steve. He has a long way to go if he ever hopes to be as good as a builder as you, Sub. You're officially the winner. Congratulations! At least you've given away a bunch of free tips today. Now Steve will be able to improve a whole host of bases and start thinking more creatively.